Hits 1055. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Habitat Chat with Habitat for Humanity of Miami and Shelby County is brought to us by Lockhart Incorporated. And in the studio with me, I have Scott Barr from Habitat for Humanity of Miami and Shelby County. Good morning, Scott. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Always glad to be here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Really good.
Well, really excited to be here. Not only are we going to just feature the organization, but something very special, as we are working through our build process in Piqua and dirt is being moved, we decided it'd be great to introduce our Habitat family to the community and let them share, from their perspective on, what the process has been and how things are going and their excitement and what they've learned through the process. And so, if you're not familiar, Habitat for Humanity builds homes. We select families through a financial process, an interview process, and then a home site review of, current living conditions to determine greatest need of housing at any particular time. And so we're building in Piqua right now at the corner of Cottage and Mariner, where we have 3 separate parcels, and we've just cleared land. All of the trees have been removed, and excavating is taking place. And so the process has started. And so joining us today is Amanda Wion. She is one of our family members. And Amanda, good morning and glad to have you here today.
Good morning. Thanks. It's good to be here.
All right. So let's go ahead and introduce your family first. Why don't you speak to who's all in your guys' family, and then we'll kind of talk about your house and where we're at in the process.
So our family is a family of 6. It includes myself, my partner, Nikki, and we have 4 children. 2 of them are mine and 2 of them are hers. We have a 13-year-old, an 8-year-old, and then another 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the excitement, because one of the things I really enjoyed at the groundbreaking was, our shovel ceremony. We ended up having all of the family in there between Vic and myself. We had, for the 3 littler ones, they had the 3 smaller shovels. Talk to us about from their eyes right now on what's happening. What's the excitement and being on site and kind of knowing where it's going to be. Kids tend to tell a pretty true story on what's going on.
So for them, they're excited to dig in the dirt more on our lot when our house is there. They like playing in the dirt at our old house, and they're excited to play in the dirt that they already got to play in our forever home spot. And they're excited to watch the house be built up. They're excited to decorate their rooms and have a forever home where we can all be together again.
Awesome. That's great. So from you and Nicole's perspective, talk a little bit about home ownership and what that means for your guys' future.
So home ownership means stability to us. Today's market for renting is insane, and you never know if the landlord, with our last apartment, our landlord decided to sell, so we had to get out of there early, and knowing that we're going to own this home, we're never going to have to leave again, and our kids will have stability. They'll be able to achieve great things in school and not have to worry about adult things.
Awesome. Okay, so you were there obviously at the dedication, and you got a chance to see the community come out, and whether the community was Clopay and all of their leadership, or Habitat Board, or volunteers, or the team that's responsible for putting this together, like Bart Denlinger from Denlinger Home Builders. What was going through your guys' mind and seeing the entire community there and hearing the talking points going from person to person?
We were not expecting that many people to be there. I was expecting the Habitat small group that I've already known, and to see the big turnout and the outpouring of love for my small family, it was just so heartwarming, and we're so forever grateful for everybody involved.
All right. One of the things that I think has been really neat as we've kind of gotten that home repair program up and running, it's given our families going through the process when they are required to put their sweat equity hours in, that it's not necessarily just going to the restore, that now they have options with, what do they want to do? Where are their skill sets? And so volunteers can be helping at the restore. They can help on home repair sites. They can help in our Habitat Activity Center while we're building things like our project playhouses. And Amanda, you've been in all three. You've helped out. And your guys' sweat equity hours are ahead of schedule on where a family would traditionally be right now through that process. Speak to me about not only serving in all three, but what it means to you when you know you're going into somebody else's home and helping them with their home.
When I'm helping them with their home, first off, I think I want to go in here with respect. They've been through something. They were in a struggle before Habitat came in. And it's just so great to see the hope and the gratefulness that these homeowners have, and working with them. They're all so kind, and it really is. It's just community in action.
Absolutely. So you've got service hours. I call you kind of an expert painter. If I've got a painting project, we're going to reach out to you, and that's going to include when we start the refresh of the restore here soon. We're gonna get you up on the scaffolding and help us, with those walls in there. But you've been in the restore, you've been in the hack painting, so you've seen, all three different areas. What's been your takeaway or your involvement, whether it be community, the different types of volunteers you're working with? Because again, I would argue, and I've got a unique perspective in my role, that I go into all three, what I call business units. And it's a different culture and a different three, but they all show up for one purpose, and that is to help Habitat. But their skill sets are different, their cultures are different. What's been your experience as you've worked with the three different mission units of our organization?
All three of them are here for the mission. They all rally around our family. They're excited for our home build, and everybody's just so full of love and kindness and hope for each other and the community. The restore, everybody's close, and we have fun organizing new things and seeing everything that comes in. And then you've got the home repair projects where we're going into people's houses and it's more personal, and the group there of guys that show up, they're just so awesome, and they get the work done, and it's like they've known the family already.
Absolutely. Well, we'll play a song, come back. I've got a couple more questions, but I know Tracy pretty well, so I think her mind is moving, and I have a feeling you're going to get a few questions from Tracy as well. So we'll play a song and come back and revisit with Amanda at that point.
All right. Yeah, I do have questions now. I'll be easy on you. Coming up next, Pink Houses by John Mellencamp. It's Hits 105.5. Hits 105.5. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday. Habitat Chat with Habitat for Humanity of Miami and Shelby County is brought to us by Lockhart Incorporated. And in the studio with me right now, I have Scott Barr from Habitat for Humanity of Miami and Shelby County. Good morning. We're going to continue our conversation. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. Yep. Learning a lot here from our family. We'll reintroduce Amanda Wion. She is joining us today as our family partner that's going to go ahead and benefit from our next build and be a homeowner in the Habitat family. And so, Amanda, we were asking you questions before the break, and one of the things I wanted to ask you is, as we've continued to have you volunteer in different areas, you've started either learning or using different tools through the process. Talk to us, becoming not only a future homeowner, the things that you're learning and how the application is going to be valuable to you going forward.
So I have learned how to use all kinds of power tools, the circular saw. I helped on the Elm Street project and put up a ceiling. Been on ladders, doing all the things I never expected myself to do, but it has been so much fun, and I am coming out with this feeling that I'm going to be able to take care of my very own house for the rest of my life.
Awesome. And again, still more opportunities, right? That whether it's working with your own home as we get to the point where that volunteer is appropriate, or, continuing having some home repair projects. And we're going to be walking two more potential applicants here shortly. One of them is going to be here in Shelby County that's going to have some bathroom and some definitely painting and some accessibility elements there. So always trying to provide opportunities to volunteer to make an impact. So what would you tell a family that might be going through the process? We're getting ready to open up the application window September 15th for potential families. What are things that now going through the process, that you might want to share to a family before they submit their application on October 31st?
So when we first started the application process, we were actually denied the first time only because of the job history. Nikki had just changed jobs and she wasn't with her current job for the full year. And after we got our denial, the only thing it said was because of the job history. So we reapplied and were accepted then. The interview was easy. It was just a couple people at first from Habitat, and then when we went to meet the family selection committee, they made us feel very welcome. Once we got accepted, we started on our sweat equity hours, which for a family, we have 2 adults and 4 children. We had to have 400 sweat equity hours, and we started getting that going. I've been working the restore, home repair projects, and I've been in the hack helping with building playhouses. We made it to where we are picking things out for our house at this point. It's all becoming very real.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about that design, because obviously we procure, Habitat's role is we're going to build the home. And so we look at how many folks are going to be in the home. And, we're building a 4-bedroom house right now. You guys didn't have a ton of say in the actual layout, but there's things that we certainly, it's going to be your home. And there's things that once it's framed up, there's things that you absolutely have a say in. And so, one of those is, do you want a walk-in shower in a certain bathroom versus a bathtub, or a dishwasher versus an extra pantry cabinet? And then you get to the things that are a little bit more colorful or, intentional, that are very visual. And so why don't you speak to, I know you've met with Miranda and you're starting to talk about color schemes. So what are some of the things that you guys are thinking about?
So we really like sage green. Our middle daughter's name is Juniper Sage, and we call it Junie Green. Sage green, we're going with a darker sage green for our house, and stained wood. This weekend, actually, we're going to Bud Polly to pick out our flooring, so that's exciting, and we're waiting to hear when we can go to Van Wert to pick out our cabinets. We are excited to have a really natural, fresh, inviting home.
Some of what you shared, I've known, and one of the things in there I did not know. So good. I'm glad you guys are going down to the look at the flooring. What about wall color? We try to have a neutral color. Some of the last couple homes, that agreeable gray, that calming gray has become popular. However, some people are now starting to work away from the grays. Grays are starting to be at the end of their lifestyle right now on decor, and you had already mentioned kind of that earthy, that natural. So what have you come up with or finalized an interior base color that you want on the walls?
It's not white, but it's not gray. It's kind of like an in-between, a satin color. We want it to really be bright in there. Good.
Well, I know that's the fun part. Fun part's, picking out the styles and the colors and the trim. And again, if you're a family out there, there'll be some things that you have the ability to give feedback on as we are working with our company partners that are trying to provide us the best value in product, whether it be a donation, a discount at cost of materials, or just fair market value at a good price. And one of the things, Tracy, we will do is we're going to make sure that we highlight and thank the many companies and what they're providing in this process. And I think you're going to be pretty amazed when we start that process of saying, look, you could join Habitat in the future. If you're in this community and you make housing products or housing materials, there's a way to join, because our goal is to get away from one every 18 months. And if we're doing maybe 3 homes every 18 months, I can't ask the same roofing company to be involved and give a roof or give it at cost and then turn right around 6 months later and say, are you ready to do it again? So we have to broaden our base of the community support of folks that are willing to come in, just so that we can be fair to our smaller and mid-sized companies, as well as, maybe some of the larger companies out there that are with us every single project.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I wanted to ask, Amanda, so your kids get to see the community come in that day that they dug. I mean, that is so awesome for the community to come out and give you so much love, and your kids get to see that and experience. What does that mean to you?
Seeing people gather around my kids, it's heartwarming. It makes me feel blessed. It makes me feel this sense of safety in a community in the crazy world that we live in. And it was just so wonderful. My 13-year-old daughter stood and talked with the pastor that blessed our land for probably a good 30 minutes after the groundbreaking ceremony. And we're going to go and visit her up at her church once we get settled down, and we're making connections, and my kids see it, and it's giving them hope as well.
Yeah, and it's nice, and they get to see how hard you have to work and appreciate and how hard you're working and already putting in all your hours. I mean, that's fantastic. That is awesome. Good for you. And I'm so happy for you that you came in this morning, and you and your partner. That's really cool, and I can't wait to see the process. Please come back and update me. That would be wonderful. And it's just been a pleasure, and good luck with everything, and enjoy your new home. But is there one thing, so like for me, my home, I like to sit on the back porch and drink coffee. Is there one thing that you're just really looking forward to that you just cannot wait?
My kitchen.
I knew you were going to say that. Yay.
Cooking with my children. All 3 of my children, or all 4 of our children, love cooking with us. They each one of them likes baking, one of them likes making whole meals, and one of them just likes cutting. But they all love being in the kitchen with me, so that's really our family space.
Yeah, and you guys got to be every bit of that house you got to be a part of.
Yes, absolutely.
That's fantastic. Good for you. That's what Habitat for Humanity is all about. I love it. Thank you, Scott Barr, for bringing Amanda in this morning. She's coming back.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. That was Habitat Chat with Habitat for Humanity of Miami and Shelby County, brought to us by Lockhart Incorporated. Well, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Coming up next, going to take a short break and look at your local weather. It's Hits 105.5.